Hello guys, I've been a fraud. I've told you guys only the positive parts about studying abroad. I've never told you guys the harsh reality that comes with studying abroad. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the challenges that I face, the struggles, and literally everything. So, let's get into this video. A little disclaimer, this video isn't meant to discourage anyone from studying abroad. Me personally, studying abroad has been one of the best experiences and one of the best decisions I ever made in my life. I'm really thankful and happy for this opportunity. So I'm not trying to discourage anyone from studying abroad or from studying in Russia. I'm just going to talk about the challenges that I face while studying abroad, but I'm not meant to discourage anyone, and what I face might not apply to everyone. So yeah guys. The first thing I want to talk about is the feeling of being lost and not knowing where you belong. When I'm in Russia, I'm taken as this African international student who came to study. When I go back home, I'm taken as this white girl and black girl skin, or this foreign African girl who live all her life abroad, who does not know about the African cultures and other stuff. Personally, it really gets to me, and I've just become this confused person that really do not know where she belongs, because it's like in both worlds I'm not accepted. I'm not too African enough to be accepted. I'm not too Russian enough to be accepted. So it's like, where do I belong? So let's talk about homesickness. When I was back at home, I always see my family and friends like every day. So I thought that was how life was gonna be for the rest of my life. So honestly, I took that for granted. Me coming to Russia, I felt really lonely. I think from the first week, I started feeling really lonely. Like, I was not expecting to feel homesick. I thought I was going to adapt to the environment and to the feelings and to everything. But I felt really homesick. And when I'm talking about homesick, it's not a feeling that is for like 2 days, 3 days. Like, it lasts for a really long period of time. I remember I live in the school dormitory, so when it was during the holidays period, like Christmas, New Year, everybody gets to go home. My roommates, they were all Russians, so they all get to go home to be with their family, and most of the time only foreign students were in the hostel. And in my hostel, we were not a lot in the school dormitory. We were not a lot, and it was really very lonely. I remember my first New Year in Russia. I literally did not do anything at all. I was just home in the school dormitory in my room alone. It was really very lonely, and it got really depressing. To stop feeling this feeling of being homesick, I got a relationship that I knew that I did not need it at that period of time, but it's like I was trying to find comfort in the wrong person. Personally, this was my experience. Maybe back then I was very young, so maybe it was due to my age, but yeah, due to the fact that I was so lonely, I did not want to feel alone, and I just did not want to be alone. So I found comfort in relationships that I knew were actually not good for me. So let's talk about how it feels to be the odd one. When I was in high school, I was always this bubbly, friendly, loud person. Back then, I had a lot of friends. It was really so much fun, and most of those friends, I still talk to them up to today, and I really appreciate the friendship. Me coming to study in Russia, I expected the same thing. I expected to make friends from my university, to have a very good connection with them. But unfortunately, I studied in the same university for a lot of years, 6 years, 7 years, and I have not made a single friend, not one friend. Like I've always been the odd one in my class. Like seriously. In real life, with people I know, I'm very, very bubbly, funny, very loud. I love to laugh. I can be really, really loud. But to people that I don't know, I'm very calm, I'm very shy, I'm very introverted. So I've always been the girl who goes to class and be like, hello and bye. Like, don't get me wrong, my classmates are really, really good, and they have been really, really good. They help me with my schoolworks. Whenever I needed their help, their support, they always help me with the schoolworks. My teachers really adores me. I get praise every time how beautiful, how intelligent I am. When I mean odd one, is like having the feelings that you're not fitting in. In my class, I was the only black girl, and then we have a black guy who's also from Africa. The rest of my classmates were all Russians, and they were all male. So maybe due to the fact that they were all male, I did not make a single friend. Maybe because of that. It's just that apart from the school works and my classmates helping me about school, we did not have anything in common. It's like, apart from school, there's no relationship at all. I really don't know the reason of that, but unfortunately, guys, I have not made any friend. So most of the time on campus, I'm just a lonely person. I have friends, I have a lot of Russian friends, but these friends are not in my university, and they're not from my university. These are friends that I made outside of the university. So yeah, I have a lot of friends, I have a lot of foreign friends. I'm really grateful. I have people who love me. Let's talk about having too much free time and not knowing what to do with your free time. Back at home, my life was like, I go to school during the weekdays, I walk back home with my friends, come home to my family, my mom is waiting for me, I have lunch, watch TV with my mom, do my homework. During the weekend, I go out with my family, we go to the beach, we go to church, meet my friends, we hang out. So that was literally what my life was about. Coming to Russia, when you don't have all these people that was involved in your life before, you don't have them here, coming to Russia, you're all alone. So what do you do with your time? How do you spend your day? Like, what do you do with your life at all? When I came to Russia, it was a really different experience. Like, I would go to school and come back to the school dormitory. I cook, do my schoolwork, and then literally that was all. Like, sometimes I would just spend the whole day scrolling on my phone or watching a movie in Russian language so that I could learn the language. That was literally all what I do. I did not have that much close friends to go out with, and to be honest, having to calculate the amount of money you are going to spend as a student every time you go out, that fact is really, really, really depressing. So I end up not going out and just spending my whole life indoors in the school hostel, the dormitory. That was literally all I did. Most of the people I knew were all in their second or third year, so they had a lot of school works, like a lot of works to do. So it's like they were just so busy, and here am I just having a lot of free time and not knowing what to do with it. Let's go to one of the most important points: studying your course in a new language. Studying in Russia is really not for the weak. Guys, like, honestly, I cannot even imagine. I cannot even even explaining this is like, guys, when you choose to study your course in Russian language, like for example, you want to be a doctor, so you choose to study medicine in Russian language. Okay, the first year you come to Russia by September 1st, you learn Russian language from September 1st up to June. That's like 9 months. In my case, I came late, so I learned from November. But I still work hard and I still put in the effort and the necessary work to study the Russian language. I graduated my Russian language course with excellence. So yeah, I could speak Russian, I could understand Russian. But does that mean that studying computer science and engineering in Russian language was easy? No, it was not easy. It was not. Up to now, unfortunately, it's not easy. I speak Russian very good, but that does not mean that when I'm being taught mathematics in Russian, I understand. When I'm being taught programming, chemistry in Russian language, I understand. No, it does not mean that. Being able to speak the language and you studying something new in that language is really difficult, it's really challenging, and it's not for the weak. It reached to a point that I felt like a failure. It was really very, very challenging. When I was in high school, like I was one of the most intelligent students in my class, but me coming here to Russia and learning a new course in Russian language, I barely graduated with my bachelor degrees. It was really difficult, and there were times that I just felt to give up. There was time that I just lost interest completely in studying, that I just stopped going to school because I was like, why am I going? I don't understand anything at all. It was really very difficult. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I do speak Russian language very well. I love learning languages. I love Russian language. I love Russia. But studying your course in Russian language is something different. This is my own personal experience. There are people who studied their course in Russian language and they knew what they were doing. They actually understood, and they were actually one of the best students in their class, and they graduated with honors. For example, my brother also studied computer science and engineering in Russian language, and he literally understood what he was doing. And from his second year, he started working in an IT company in Russia. So yeah, there are literally people who studied their course in Russian language and they knew and understand what they were doing. This is just my own personal experience. So guys, I do not want to discourage you guys. If you want to study your course in Russian language, it's way cheaper and you should go for it. So let's talk about documents. The fact that you need to make documents every year to stay in the country is really, really stressful. And the fact that if you do not study well, you risk a chance of being expelled from the university, which means that you have to go back home. It's also really, very stressful. And sometimes there are laws that we international students don't know about. For example, I have a very close friend who studied in Russia, and it was his first year of study. He traveled to Poland for the holidays and came back to Russia. But then when he came back, he did not know that he has to renew his registration. In Russia, there is a law that if you leave the country and you come back within 7 days, you need to make a new registration. So this registration is done at the immigration office. It's a paper where you have your name and your address where you stay, the date that you came to the country. So it's like a document. So, and then it's been stamped by the immigration office. So my friend did not know that him leaving the country and coming back, he needs to make a new registration. It was his first year of living in Russia. So After 7 days, he did not make the registration, and then later the university found out that he did not make the registration, and it was after 7 days, so he had to pay a fine. It was really very stressful. Now, thankfully speaking, in Russia, students don't have to make a visa every year. Russia has come up with a very cool scheme. It's called the RVPO. That is like the residential permit for a student. This residential permit or the visa is valid till the end of the student's course, and there is an extra 6 months. Within that 6 months, you can apply for the permanent residence permit. So yeah, and you can decide to stay in the country or if you want to leave. So happily for us, the law, the rule has changed. Let's talk about the beauty standard of Russia. In Russia and many other European countries, the standard of beauty is very high. Slim women tend to be more attractive and to get more attention than women that are thick or women that are chubby. I remember when I went back home, due to the fact that I was not home for so many years, I missed the local food, I missed the African food. So when I was back home, I ate a lot. And of course, I gained a lot of weight. When I came back to Russia, I was reminded every single day how attractive and how slim I looked before and how I've gained a lot of weight. Of course, personally, this was a very stressful situation for me. I've never had to deal with weight problems. And because of that, I started going to the gym. I started counting calories. I started restricting myself from eating at night. When you look at it the other way, it's really depressing and it's really stressful that we have to count calories every day. We have to know what we're eating just because we want to remain slim and fit and wants to be beautiful and wants to fit in the society that we find ourselves in. Back at home in my country, Gambia, women who has body, women that are thick are also very beautiful and are also very attractive and also get a lot of attention. Yeah, the standard of beauty for most people is having a slim model figure. So it's really stressful to maintain such figure as well. With everything being said, studying abroad is really a good experience, and even if I have children tomorrow and if I was going to stay in Africa, I would still send them abroad to study. It's a very good experience. I'm so happy and I'm so grateful for this opportunity. So I'm not in any way trying to discourage anyone from studying abroad, and my experience might not be your experience. So this is just my own personal experience. So guys, if you want to study abroad, please go for it. I'm not trying to discourage you guys. I'm just explaining and telling my story and trying to create awareness and to help in any small way I can. I'm sitting down and talking to you guys right now. I'm drinking tea and I was actually eating cake, which I'm almost done. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I love sitting down and talking to you guys, honestly. Like, I can do this for the whole day. Please comment down below your thoughts, what you think about this video, and comment down below videos that you want me to make in the future. I will be so glad to make the videos, and I'm really so happy to be here, and I'm happy for this opportunity. Comment down below. I'm going to reply to literally all the comments. I love interacting with you guys. I love talking to you guys, and please don't forget to subscribe. When you guys subscribe, I get motivated because I feel useful, and then I will want to post and do a lot of videos. So please keep me motivated by subscribing. I love you guys so much, and I cannot wait to see you guys in my next video. I'm wishing you guys the best of luck in whatever you put your hands to do. I wish you guys God's blessing and God's grace. I love you guys so much. I'm sending you guys a lot of kisses. Mwah.